Okay, what is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization. Just like Google, TikTok is a search engine, okay, but it's for short form videos. Your videos, they have to be optimized for search, meaning people are coming in and they're looking for things, right? But if your video's not optimized, if it's not effective, TikTok's not going to be able to know, one, what you're about, who to push it out to, right? So SEO is very important to include in your videos. And what does that include? It includes having proper hashtags, having proper titles, your auto captions, what's coming out of your mouth, those need to be on, okay? Your on-screen text, which is just like embedded keywords. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Also, your off-screen description, that little description before you post, that needs to have keywords in it. And your covers, usually I say it's optional. I think it might be controversial. I still put my keywords in my covers, and I'll show you guys what all that looks like, okay? So why is it important? Okay, again, it makes it really, really easy for TikTok to know what your content is about. It also helps with your brand, okay? So again, if you're having a hard time getting found or you're not kind of stuck in 200 views, you're not really, TikTok doesn't know what you're about, having proper SEO is going to help you stand out, okay? It also shows TikTok again exactly what your video is about, so your ideal audience can find you. It's kind of like having a digital handshake. So I say, having proper SEO is kind of like having being able to speak the TikTok language, so that your audience can find you and TikTok knows what you're about too. So it's a really great tool. It's just the foundation again of marketing. It's not a shortcut. It's something you want to do for the long haul. Okay, it's not something you do for 2 days and like, oh, it didn't work. You got to do it for a while, okay? But it's going to help your algorithm. So up here, you can see what this is. This is called being indexed, digital marketing. You see that in the search bar. When you do proper SEO, you're more likely to be indexed. And I want to go over this with you because again, this means I'm searchable. So a lot of times, oops, let me go back. A lot of times you won't see anything up here. It'll say like find related content, okay? So we have SEO in our on-screen hook. That's what this would be, your title or your on-screen hook. Oh, it's so sensitive, my mouse, sorry. And then down here at the bottom, I have my search terms or keywords, what people are looking for, all part of good SEO, okay? But let me tell you what's happening right now in the algorithm. Of course, the night that I do SEO, there's been some stuff changing. If you haven't noticed, you've gone on your home profile page. You can look at your videos and the indexing is no longer showing up. And that is a problem. A lot of people are like, what's going on? If you haven't done the update or you're still on an older version of TikTok, it's possible you're still seeing the SEO, which I'm going to like this part. It's possible you're still seeing it, but generally the newer versions, they're not showing the indexing. So that you can't tell if your video has been categorized or not. Okay. Why are they doing that? I think it's because I checked my ChatGPT. It's because a lot of the marketers and people online are kind of reverse engineering the engineering or the algorithm and trying to figure it out. So really what TikTok is focusing on now is just they're testing SEO style, kind of like YouTube, right? You can still be searchable though. That's what I want to tell you. If you were to go and type your like digital marketing in the homepage, like in the search bar here, and your video pops up, you're going to see that you've been indexed. If you are, okay, but I don't want you guys to freak out because it's still important to do it. Here's another thing. If you don't see the indexing, this is another thing you can do, okay? Down at the bottom of your video, I'd give it a couple days, like 2 or 3 days. But down here, number one is more data. And you can look to see at your analytics. Okay. So when you actually push on that, you're going to get a screen like this. And the overview is what I want you to look at. Oops, hang on. By scrolling down on that page, you're going to see your search queries. That's what people are typing in to get to your video. So you probably are indexed. It's just not showing. You can also see here if you're on the For You page, your traffic sources. Okay. So indexing is still important, even though it just doesn't show maybe on your profile page. It's going to show when you do a search though. So other videos you search for, it's going to show up. Okay, so what do? You still do all the SEO anyway. You still act like your video's being indexed, okay? Because the algorithm is still listening to your text It's listening to your voice. Sorry, it's reading your text. It's scanning your description. It's picking up on hashtags and watching your engagement. Okay, so SEO is still very important, even though the indexing at this moment is gone. I don't know if they're going to bring it back. They might bring it back on your profile, but generally it's just in the search because they actually are focusing more on SEO searching. So it's very important. Okay. Good SEO. We kind of talked about it already, but what is it all about? When you have good SEO, it's telling TikTok what your video is about, who should see it, and why it's relevant. It's really great because it gets your video indexed. Again, maybe you don't see it, but it is in the algorithm. The algorithm knows what your video is about. So it's going to be able to boost your discoverability and visibility in your niche. That's what we want. We want people in our audience to find us. It attracts viewers who are actively searching maybe for digital marketing, whatever the topic of your video is about. It increases your chances of landing on the For You page. We talked a little bit, we showed the analytics there, right? Leads to higher views and steady organic growth. It improves watch time because we all know right now that watch time in the algorithm is really important. So the more you're categorized, the more you're searchable, it's going to be landing in front of your perfect people, and they're going to watch you naturally longer, which again triggers the algorithm to push your video out. So really good. It drives engagement. People are going to comment more. Okay. Again, that's really high in the algorithm as well. And it just brings your ideal audience to you, which would be potential customers. Okay. So again, having it being indexed, having your keywords in your, on-screen text or your on-screen hook. And I have it down here as well in my keywords, but you can't really see it. So the next thing would be poor SEO. And a lot of you don't know how to do SEO. So we're going to go over the whole thing tonight. But when you don't have SEO, search engine optimization, it's basically telling TikTok, I don't know what this video is about. There's no clear topic. The keywords don't match. They don't know who to show it to, right? The content doesn't belong in any specific category. So it's very vague, and TikTok won't push it out. It won't recommend. You'll end up getting into like 200 views or less and just staying there. You're less likely to land on the For You page. TikTok doesn't know who to show it to. All these things are really affecting your visibility, and you're not able to be found. And so that's why SEO is so important. So if you're not using the right keywords, you're not using the proper hashtags, or even saying the right things out of your mouth on camera, TikTok gets confused and it kind of just pushes your video to the side. And that's why you end up sometimes in 200 views. Okay, so again, this is just one aspect, but it's really important that we know how to do it. Okay, so now here's the juice. Here's the big part. And don't freak out. We're going to go over each step, okay? But TikTok SEO checklist. Again, this is all recorded, so don't think you have to take notes, but there's 9 steps, okay? One of them is know your topic. What are you talking about? Are you searchable? I'll show you how to find topics for you, okay? And then those keywords that we put on the bottom of our screen down here or up here in our title, they need to be in alignment with that topic. So I'll show you all that too. And it should be what people are searching for. These are called embedding the keywords when we put them really down, like small, and shrink them down. Okay, these keywords need to be, and again, in our hook, they need to be coming out of our mouth on camera when we talk. We need to turn our auto captions on. We got to use trending hashtags and a niche hashtag. We got to write a little off-screen description. And then again, our keywords need to be in our cover, which is, again, I'm going to show you. Don't freak out. We're going to start at number 1. Okay, we'll slow it down a little bit. So know your topic. Everybody has topics, what they want to talk about in their content, okay? But honestly, understanding what your topic is prior to making a video is going to help you so much because, like I said, TikTok is a search engine. So people are like on Google looking for things, okay? So they're coming in, they're searching. So what is a topic? A topic should be what your perfect customer is searching for, okay? And yes, you can use ChatGPT. You can ask your GPT what are hot topics on TikTok for sure. Or you can use the Creator Search Insight tool, but I'm going to show you at the end of this why I don't love it. I think it's okay, but it's not perfect. Honestly, what I do is I just use the TikTok search bar. That's exactly what I do to find topics, okay? How do I do that? Well, first, what are topics? Again, what your audience is searching for. There are thousands of topics, okay? It's not like there's a finite number of categories either. Like you could be categorized as anything. But again, you want to do it what your audience is searching for. These are just examples, okay? But for your video to be indexed, you want to just pick one topic, just one, okay? And we'll get into why you do that. So here's some: how to make money online, how to make money on TikTok, digital marketing for beginners. This is kind of just a list of what I think a lot of digital product sellers would use as basic topics, but of course you can pick more, okay? Again, just an example. But when you go down and you look at things, like some people think, well, I'm talking about legacy builder, or I'm talking about SWC or ETS, like that's my topic. Well, it is, but nobody's searching for that, okay? How do I know that? Just by simply going to the search bar on TikTok, okay? Very rarely will an objective buyer type in legacy builder program because they've never heard of it. Maybe they have, but generally most people haven't. They're looking for what? How to make money online. So if you simply just come up, and for this example, this whole time we're going to use how to make money online. Oops, hang on, my mouse is so sensitive. Okay, so you come up to the search bar and you literally just start typing what your topic is. Again, pick one topic: how to make money online. And what happens is you get this drop down menu. This is what people are searching for. These are perfect topics. So your search words and your topics are very similar. In fact, they are kind of one and the same. We call these kind of long tail keyword phrases. These are what we're going to shrink down on our screen. But you can see that they're trending because the little arrow is pointing up. Okay, that's what that means. Oops, did I switch again? I'm sorry. So these are topics. That's exactly what your video should be about. Okay. So what we do, again, we just type it in the search bar and we get a drop down. And this is exactly what I do. I actually could take a screen grab of some of these. We want like 4 to 7 of these kind of long tail keyword phrases. So we start typing, we let them drop down, and then we maybe take a screen grab of all of them. Okay. The other thing you can do is just type in a different way. Like instead of how to make money online, it could be ways to make money online, right? So again, I just find a few of them that go in alignment with the topic of my video. So best ways to make money online, ways to make money on, they're all very synonymous. Okay, so that's going to work for my video. Some of them I'm going to copy and paste into my notes. So this is a hack that I do. Okay. I copy and paste. So I highlight, I take a screen grab, I copy and paste some of those and some from here, and I make a list. If you guys don't know, if you don't have notes, or maybe you have something on Samsung, if you don't have or an Android phone, I have notes on my phone. It's very easy, and this is going to be a hack. Of course, you don't have to do this, but it makes life so much easier. I take a screen grab of those lists of that drop down, and I simply copy and paste it into my notes on my phone. So that way I can easily copy these back into TikTok. So I don't have to type them out because it's going to take a long time, right? This is going to save you a lot of time. So again, 4 to 6, maybe 4 to 8 kind of long tail keyword phrases that are all on topic, meaning all synonymous. They mean the same thing, just spelled or said in different ways. Okay. So I put those on. I'm going to tell you how I do this next. So I share them. I copy them on my notes. Okay. And then what I do is I take, again, all those keyword phrases, 5 to 7 of them. Okay. And I shrink them down on my screen. And I'm going to show you guys after this how I do that. It's really not hard. But again, this is not for your audience to read. This is for the algorithm. That's why they're small. You don't take them off the screen. You keep them on the screen. They don't have to be in the bottom. They could be anywhere, but I generally put them on the bottom because I don't really want people reading them. You could change the color to black even so people can't see it, but don't take them off. Keep them on the screen because the algorithm is reading what you have on the screen. Okay. It's going to help with your SEO, and this is what people are searching for. So if you're putting what people are searching for on the screen, you're more likely to get found because TikTok's like, oh, I know what she's talking about. Okay. TikTok is very much like a 3-year-old child. The algorithm, you got to keep it really basic. And that's why most of these keywords are just so similar. It's almost like keyword stuffing, really. That's kind of what it's like. Okay. So you also set the duration, but I'm not going to show, I'll show you that later. Don't worry. Okay, so this is what I see. This would be a good one for, let's say your topic of your video is online business. Okay. If your topic of your video is online business, you're going to make sure you find keywords or search terms that people are looking for that exact thing, online business, right? So I found these already, okay? This was in the TikTok search bar. How to start an online business ideas. Oh, geez, sorry guys. Online business 2025, starting an online business. Like, do you see how they're all similar and very synonymous? Like they basically mean the same thing, but different ways to say it, right? That's what you shrink down, okay? What I don't want you guys to do, and I see a lot of you doing, is you take your keywords, but you mix them all up. They're not really synonymous anymore. So if you look here on the side, what not to do, like this is, you think you're doing, how to make money online, financial freedom for moms, work from home jobs, side hustle ideas. Do you see how these are all, they're not synonymous anymore? Yes, they're topics and they're things you might mention in your video, but because TikTok algorithm, again, is like a 3-year-old, you got to keep it super basic, super simple, keep it to one topic, okay? And even though you may mention these things in your video, whatever goes on the screen, meaning the text, has to be in alignment, like again, synonymous and on topic of what the main topic of your video is, okay? Very simple in that sense. So you also don't put hashtags. Don't put hashtags on your screen. You put those at the end. These are search terms. These are keywords. So when I say search term keywords, they're kind of the one and the same. It's what people are typing in. And I found them strictly by going on my search bar in TikTok. Okay, that we'll make a whole video live just to show you. Okay, so we did the embedding of the keywords. We found our topic. We're picking one topic for our video. For this one, it's how to make money online. Okay, now number fourth thing you want to do is include some of these keywords in your on-screen hook, right? Or your on-screen title. So for this example, how to make money online or how to make money on TikTok is in my title up here. This is how to make money on TikTok without dancing or going viral. Okay. So this how to make money on TikTok is in my title, and it's one of these little shrunk down keyword phrases. Okay. You don't have to put every single keyword in there, but it's on at least an alignment. It doesn't even have to be exact, but keep it elemental, like elements of your keywords in your title. So again, TikTok knows what you're talking about. I'm working on being indexed as how to make money online in this video, or money online or something like that, okay? So it's embedded at the bottom. It's also in my hook, okay? Number 5, now your keywords that we found, these are search terms that people are typing in. You wanna make sure that you're saying your keywords on camera at least 3 to 4 times. Again, doesn't have to be exact, but I would be making sure I'm saying like making money online in 2025, making money from my phone or something along those lines. And this is an easy way to make money. Something again along those lines. It, again, doesn't have to be exact, but the elements are there. Okay. So again, TikTok's picking up what we're saying. So it's going to be on the screen because number 6, when you turn on your auto captions, which is down here at the bottom, again, we're gonna do it together, but you want to turn that on, okay? Because why? Because now, again, TikTok's going to pick up exactly what you're talking about, and it's going to be on the screen. So the SEO is going to be in alignment with that, okay? And okay, so 5 and 6, make sure you're saying that, turn on your auto captions. And now we're going to find hashtags. Again, we're going to do all of this in live time as well. I'm going to share my iPad, but I just want to kind of get through this so you guys understand that you can come back and watch it later. But hashtags are so important. In fact, it's probably the number one thing in SEO, search engine optimization. How do you find trending hashtags? Yes, you can use ChatGPT again, but the only thing with ChatGPT is the hashtags might not actually be as good in TikTok as your AI says. So go ahead and find them there, but you got to double check. You got to make sure they're good. So again, I don't even use that. I use everything in TikTok. I don't really go off platform. So how do you find hashtags? Well, you'd go to your homepage. Okay. Your homepage is where the little home is at the bottom of your screen. And then you just type in the topic of your video. And for this sake, we're doing how to make money online, right? We've picked all that out. So then when you do that, you're going to hit the hashtag tab. It's usually there, or sometimes it's over here, but on mine right now, it's the second one. You just click on it, okay? And you're going to get a list of tons of hashtags, and I don't want you to freak out, but we only need really like 4 to 6. Okay, but they have to be trending. How do we know they're trending? When you look at these hashtags, try to find ones again that are really like, look, how to make money online. I found one that's exact. If you can find the exact topic in your hashtag, that's ideal. It's really, really great. But you want to find hashtags that have a post count between 5,000, okay, and 500,000. That's 5K means 1,000. 500,000. Those are topic kind of hashtags. So this one would be good. How to make money online. It's got 552,000 post count. That means how many times it's been used. That's why we know it's trending. Okay. This one, how to make money online. I think, let me hang on. Let's see what did it say. How to make, it's misspelled. Don't misspell your hashtags. Okay. Sometimes you got to check. This one, learn how to make money online. That's actually a good one. It's got 25,000 post count. So I would use that one. So I'm picking ones here, again, that I call on topic hashtags, meaning they're in alignment with what my video is about. That's what a topic hashtag is, okay? They're between 5K and 500,000. That's usually good. We're also going to pick a couple niche ones, but I haven't shown you that yet. And then you always want to add your branded hashtag, which is your handle on TikTok. I'm Uplift with Amy. What are you? It's the one with the @ symbol, not your nickname, okay? Always add that because that's part of, well, branding, and TikTok wants to know who you are. And if people start typing in your name, it's going to be way easier to find you. Okay, so definitely always 4 to 6. So if you, let's say you can't find anymore, so you've typed in your topic and you're like, hey, that's all I can really find. All right, so what's the next way you can do it? The next way would be like, what's another synonymous way? Maybe ways to make money online, like we did with our keywords, right? So you might find a few more. So ways to make money online, that's a good one. I would use that one too, okay? But this is what I don't want you doing. A lot of you guys end up putting your target market in your hashtags, okay? So down here, I'm saying don't do this. Instead, we're going to call those people out. But you do not need, women over 40, Gen X, nurses, stay-at-home mom, all these ones at the bottom that I'm showing you guys, you don't need to put those in. Why? Because now it's confusing the algorithm, okay? Unless your video topic is exactly about moms of TikTok or on nurses, then you would use them then. But mostly your videos on how to make money online. So we want to keep our hashtags on topic and synonymous to one searchable subject or one searchable topic. What we do instead is we call out, we call out our target market in our context, or in our video when we're talking. Like, hey, listen, if you're almost retired like I am, or listen, if you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you're a healthcare worker, that's what you do, okay? Because again, TikTok's listening to your voice. So it's going to pick it up anyway. And the fact that you're going to be saying it and you have your auto captions on, it's going to get in the SEO, okay? But to get indexed, in order to get categorized, we don't need to put the target market in our hashtags. Keep it very basic. Remember, you're talking to a 3-year-old in the sense that it needs to be very simple. So all the hashtags, 4 to 6 of them, are on topic. What are you talking about? What's your video about? Find synonymous ways of that topic, okay? I am going to show you the niche ones. So 4 to 6 kind of topic ones. If you can't find something that goes along with your topic, I would maybe suggest changing the topic, because the hashtags need to be in alignment, okay? So now, how do you find a niche hashtag? Okay, let's move up a little bit. Okay, niche hashtags, same kind of thing. You're going to look at what the post count is. If you don't understand what a niche would be a broad area of interest, something really big, okay? So the niche hashtag would be like digital marketing or online business or passive income, okay? So I've kind of labeled them for you. They're generally in the millions post count. So digital marketing, 5.6 million, that's a really big one. If you find you only use that and you don't have anything else, you can get kind of lost because you just don't have a big enough account yet to use such a big hashtag. However, you can use it when you have, 4 to 6 topic ones and 1 niche one. That's what I say to do. So 5 to 6, 4 to 6 kind of topic, and then 1 to 2 niche ones. So a niche one would be digital marketing, or over here, online business, 5.7 million, right? This would be more of a topic one because it's 107,000, right? Again, anything between 5K and 5 500K, 500,000 is like more of a topic kind of hashtag. So I just wanted to show you those. So marketing digital, that's more of a niche one. Topic ones, again, so 2 niche ones is all you need, and your branded one. Okay. So here's what not to do. And here's, again, these are just examples. Okay. So because I said you want to pick 4 to 6 kind of topic ones, 2 niche ones, and your branded one. I see a lot of people doing this. Okay. Let's say for this example, your topic is online business, right? I see so many people adding like 8 different types of hashtags that are super out of alignment. They're not on topic. It'll be like online business, quit your 9 to 5, moms of TikTok, digital marketing, financial freedom, dog mom, FYP, and then their branded hashtag. Do you see how these are all different? Like they're not synonymous at all. So the topic is all over the place. TikTok's like, I don't know what she's talking about. So it's going to be less likely that you're indexed. Okay. So on the left here, this is, sorry, the right, this is really more of an example of what you should do. Okay. So again, if your topic is online business, you want your hashtags to be in alignment with that topic and keep them this similar, very synonymous. So how to start an online business, how to start online business. I left out the and, but these are hot ones. I looked at them tonight. They're very good. Online business ideas, online business for beginners, business opportunities. So you don't put topic in your hashtags, but I'm just showing you, 4 to 6 topic ones, 1 to 2 niche ones. What niche are you in? You're in the broad area of digital marketing, online business, passive income, those big post count ones. Pick 2 of those. Okay. And then your uplift with Amy or your branded. Always add your branded. That's all you need. You do not need anything else. They have to be in alignment with the topic of your video and 2 niche ones. Okay. Let's go down here to the left. Another example, what not to do. Okay. Here's your topic, digital marketing. Okay. So you get digital marketing in there. Then again, you put financial freedom, and then you put legacy builders in there. SHAM, that's stay-at-home mom. FYP, digital marketing for beginners, digital products, passive income. Okay. You guys see how they're all mixed up? Again, it's not synonymous. Yes, you might be talking about all those things, but the algorithm's confused. So you got to keep your topic in there and keep it synonymous. So a better example here on the right for digital marketing would be, digital products, digital marketing tips, selling digital products. I looked all these up, guys. They're all ones you can use and they're trending. Digital marketing for beginners, selling digital products, digital marketing and passive income. So those 2 are my niche ones and my branded. Okay. I hope this is making sense. We're almost through the big chunk of it, and then we can ask a couple questions. Okay. But that's what to do and what not to do. Okay. And that's how you find hashtags. But those are what the ones are I find people end up messing it up because they kind of get it, and then you're like, oh, I'm close. But when your hashtags are really kind of confusing, it will affect your algorithm, meaning TikTok's not going to index you and it's not going to know what to put your video or push it out to the right people. Okay, number 8, here's another thing. This is part of the TikTok checklist. We're almost through. We've got 9. I often ask ChatGPT to write me what's called an off-screen description. It's a little description before you post. You should definitely use it, okay? A lot of times people don't use it and they don't write anything and they just put hashtags. I would use your little description and take advantage of it. That's why it's there. What is it for? You're supposed to write a little paragraph of what your video is about, okay? What I tell ChatGPT to do is I take my keywords again, the same ones, my search terms that I've been using throughout the entire video. I say, write me a short off-screen description or something like that using these long tail keyword phrases. You don't have to use all of them. I would use like 3, 2 or 3, again, just so the algorithm picks up what you're talking about. So I'd say like maybe 2 to 3. And this is what it gives me. It'll say, looking for ways to make money online. And the ones in blue are part of my keywords. In 2025, this opportunity shows you how to make money on TikTok. There's another keyword phrase. Straight from your phone. Whether you're new or tired of the grind, it's one of the best ways to make money online right now. So there's 3 keyword phrases being used in my off-screen description. Okay, again, ways to get seen, discovered. This is all part of good SEO. Okay, this is a screen grab, so you can't see all of my hashtags, but my hashtags are in there. Okay, big pro tip. if you use ChatGPT, never copy straight from ChatGPT into your TikTok. Why? Because that shows it's like unoriginal and it can be flagged. So I always copy again into notes or somewhere else like a digital format, maybe an email, something where you can copy over, okay? And then like a third medium, and then you go into TikTok, okay? So again, there's my pro tip. I always make sure I copy into my notes on my phone. So this makes it really easy. Okay. So here I've got all of my keywords that I found straight from the TikTok search bar, what people are searching for. I've got my on-screen hook that I'm going to copy over. I use ChatGPT to make my hook. Okay. My off-screen description, again, ChatGPT. Of course, you can write it yourself. You do not need it, but it's just so that, again, write it to be like, what is your video about? And use some of your keywords. Okay. And then I've got my hashtags, right? 4 to 6 kind of topic hashtags, 2 niche hashtags, and your branded hashtag. If you're putting any kind of income disclaimer in, I would strongly suggest you have a disclaimer. Okay. It's very important. Some kind of like results may vary. That's for another day, the FTC guidelines, but I would always have that in there. And then I have my cover ready to go. So this is a very organized way to do this. You definitely don't have to, but I'm trying to make it easy for you all because eventually you're going to probably use a lot of the same hashtags again. And now when it's in a digital format, you can just simply go and grab them and copy them over. Okay. Okay, last but not least, your cover. And again, we're going to do a whole live share my screen and show you exactly how I do everything. But just for this presentation, you get to come back and see and watch it again if you need to. So make sure your covers, these are covers. When you go to someone's profile and you see, these kind of banners, that's a cover. It helps with your SEO. Some people think it's, controversial, but I think it does. So I'm going to keep my keywords or elements of my keywords in my topic or in my cover, right? And you simply just go down and pick one, but we'll again I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So let me see what's next. Okay, again, just to recap. Okay, you want to know your topic. What are you talking about? Make sure it's searchable. Go into search bar on TikTok and actually type it in and see the kind of drop down that you get. That's what you want. That's a perfect list because that's what TikTok is showing you, what people are searching for. That's perfect. That's what I do. And then you make sure those keywords are, you pick those ones and you shrink them down on your screen. Okay, again, that's for the algorithm, not for your audience to read. Make sure those keywords come out of your mouth on camera at least 3 to 4 times. They're in your on-screen hook, which is like your title right on top. Okay, where at the beginning of your video, you're going to turn your auto captions on. Then you want to use your trending hashtags. Again, 4 to 5 trending ones. I showed you how to do that. Niche ones as well, broad, millions count. All right. And, you can write your own off-screen description, but if you want, ask ChatGPT, but use some of those keywords again. And then again, include something like that in your cover, okay? Because that's going to help with your SEO. Okay, so let me just stop sharing for a second. And let me just ask you guys, okay, so that was a long presentation. Are there any questions? Because I want to do, you guys can raise your hand. I want to do a live version of how I do this so that you guys can actually see what it looks like on your phone because it's a little different when you're sharing on the screen. But I hope, I mean, I know I went a little quick, but do you guys have questions on that? Or is that pretty clear? Or maybe you're like, I don't know, I'm going to watch it again later. That's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, nobody has questions? Okay. Then I'm going to share my iPad, okay? And I'm going to show you exactly how I do this. Okay, so I'm going to screen mirror my iPad. Okay, and you guys should see my iPad now. Okay, and I'm going to bring up my TikTok. Okay, now, just for the sake of finding those keywords, right? We're going to pick a topic for the day. Okay, again, how do we do that? We go down to our home button, which is here where your home is. Okay, you click on that. And then you go up to the search bar, which is up here where the magnifying glass is. Okay, it's going to bring up stuff. Let's say again today, maybe we'll do passive income. Okay, so let's just start typing passive income. Okay, do you see how I'm getting drop down
Amy,
ideas?
we're not seeing your iPad.
You're not seeing it?
No.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I think because I didn't share my screen here. Excuse me. Okay, but you guys hear me okay, right?
Hmm.
My bad. Oh, sorry. Technical difficulties. Okay, you see everything now. Let's start over. I'm so sorry, you guys. Sometimes there's a lot of moving parts that you got to do when you share screens. Okay, let's do that again. Okay. Do you see my iPad now, Tom?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's go back. I'm start take two. All right, for the sake of again doing topics, how do we find topics? You go down to your home button, which is your home right here. You click on it, and then you go up to your search bar, which is the magnifying glass. Okay, click on that. And we were just saying, like, maybe your video's on passive income. So I'm going to type passive income in the search bar. Do you see how stuff just drops down right away? I don't even hit search. I just let it let the auto captions fill in. This is what people are searching for. I already typed it in. That's why there's an X, but generally they're all trending. So if you want to keep typing a little bit so you get a better idea, you could just keep typing in passive income. So I would take a screen grab of this. So how do I do that? It's simply my power button and my volume button on my phone. Okay, so I just did it. I know you can't see it, but now this is going to be a picture that I can save to my phone or save to the camera on my phone. Okay, so I'm going to just save it, and then I go back to my photos, and that one's from the other one. Okay, so once it's saved, any picture now that you have in your phone, you can actually copy and paste text if there's text on it. I simply put my finger on the iPad and I copy and paste. Okay. So I think because you're not going to see it, but that's that I do. I copy and paste it to my notes on my phone, which looks like this. Okay. Normally I would just copy and paste it in there. That way, you guys, again, what you saw, what I did, I can copy everything easy over into my TikTok. Okay. So that's how I find topics. Okay, but for the sake of this video, let's say you have already your video recorded and you're just going to put on the SEO now. Okay, so you've already saved, you know what your topic is, you found your keywords, you have your on-screen hook, you've got your description, like everything ready to go. This is how you do it. Your video's ready. Okay, so this is a draft that I chose. You can do everything from this screen. Okay, definitely you can, but I'm going to actually do the editing mode, which is here, this film strip. I'm going to click on that. Okay. Remember, how do we shrink down our keywords? Well, we got to go get them. we saved them on our notes. We just simply scroll off and go grab them. Okay. And I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I'm going to copy everything, highlight, copy. And now when I come back to my iPad, I simply hit the text button, which is right here with the double A. I click on that. I go to the enter text right here and I push the button and I say paste. And now they're on the screen. Okay. Then you can click the keyboard and the check mark. Okay. You don't need to change the color of anything, but they're there. Okay. And how do I shrink them down? I simply, when things are highlighted like this with little dots, it means you can do stuff. I just take my fingers, again, you can't see, but I'm just pinching it down with my two fingertips as small as it will go, and I move it down to the bottom of my screen. Okay, again, I don't take them off. I keep them on the screen because it's for my algorithm to read. It's not for my audience. Okay, you can change the color if you want. I usually set the duration, which is the time here. If you want to do that, you just simply put your finger on the pink, and when it's highlighted, it's got the white arrows. And I drag my finger just for like 6 seconds. That's all you need. Again, it's not for the entire video. It's okay if you do, but it's for the algorithm, right? So I've got my keywords on the screen. The next thing I do is I go grab my hook. Okay, again, just scroll off the app, go into my notes because I've saved everything there, and I'm going to copy this entire hook. I'm going to copy it over and go back into TikTok. And again, I'm going to hit the text. If you don't see the text functionality, you go to the button here, which is your menu. Okay, and you see that, and I go to the search bar, or sorry, the enter text, and I just hit paste with my finger, and now it's on the screen. If I find it's too long, I can go in the middle, put my cursor there in the middle of the text, and just hit return, and it breaks it up into two. I can change the font here and the color because I want it to show up. So this big A right here, you can click on that and you're going to get a lot of different fonts. I usually pick one with a banner because it just looks, or highlight in the back. If I like it, I hit the check mark, it's done. And again, I can move it with my finger just because it's highlighted, and I usually pick it up over there, okay? I like to set the time for my hook at least 8 seconds. So again, when it's highlighted white on either side means you can do stuff. Simply grab the arrow with your finger and move it to maybe 9 seconds or 8 seconds. It doesn't have to be long, okay? So now you can see I've got my keywords on the screen, search terms, okay? I usually like to leave a little bit of space for my hook, and you're going to see why. Because I like to leave a little room right here because my cover will end up covering up my title or my hook, okay? But we can get into that later. All right, so the next thing is I want to make sure my auto captions are on. Okay, well, how do I do that? You go down to your menu. Again, if you don't see it, click the arrow, but captions are there. And then you see, yeah, is that the one I want? Yeah, captions. Just hit captions and it's going to auto generate for you. Again, you need to be saying your keywords at least 3 to 4 times in your video. Okay, doesn't have to be exact, but it should be pretty on point. Okay, elements of your keywords. Now that they're on the screen, I just X right here. Okay, and what I usually do is I just get rid of a couple of them because I want to put them above my head. So these keywords here, or this auto text, is representing this text up here. You can erase the first few. So just by clicking on this box here, you can throw it away. So some of the keywords or text I'm throwing out, it's fine because my on-screen hook is still there. Okay, so look what happens when you are scrolling along, the title disappears or the hook disappears, but then I've got my text or my auto captions, and simply by highlighting it, by touching it, it's now highlighted and I can move it up above my head. And I think that's better because captions tend to get confused and mixed up with all the, comments and everything. So I move that above my head, okay? And now everything's there. I would definitely have a CTA and my branded name at the end, but for sake of time, I'm going to skip that right now. And I'm just going to go to the arrow because this is right before I post. Okay, so this is where I put my off-screen description. Remember, I've already saved it in my notes. So I go back to my notes. I've had, ChatGPT write it, or I've written it myself, and I've put my keywords in there at least 3 times. And I grab my hashtags that I've already found. I can show you guys how to do that again. And I'm going to copy that whole thing. Okay, go back into TikTok. And of course, I have to hit paste, and I don't know why it's not working. Hang on. Is it going to work now? There we go. Okay, so you can see that I've got my description there. Those keywords are also in my hashtags. Everything's in alignment, right? The last thing I do is I make a cover. So how do you make a cover? You go over to here to your picture and it says edit cover. Okay, so you're going to click on that and you get to pick whatever you want. There's a lot down here. TikTok gives you many choices. I usually just pick one. Okay, you can just constantly or type what you want. But again, I created a cover. This is how I do it, guys. Just very easy. Again, I copy it, go back into TikTok and just simply hit paste. Okay, so my cover is already ready. I can expand it with my fingers a little bit. Again, my keywords are make money online. It's in my cover. Very good. And then I just go up here and click done. Okay, so when it's done, oh, actually, let me go back. I feel like that's a little too big. I don't know why it got too big. Anyway, it shouldn't be that big, but that's what it's doing. Okay, so it's pretty much ready to go. I could post this video now, but let's go back and just double check everything, okay? You guys always double check. It's really good. So make sure your keywords are embedded down at the bottom of the screen. You've got them in your hook. You're saying them 3 to 4 times on camera. I would definitely have a CTA at the end, which is like, comment ready, and maybe your uplift with Amy, whatever your branded thing is, your not hashtag, but your name, right? Have your cover, your keywords, and everything is ready to go in your off-screen description. Here, you can change your location. If you guys have a problem, sometimes you can change your location. Like if you're having a hard time reaching outside of your country, some phones or some TikTok areas let you do that. If you want, you click on location and you simply just search where you want it to go. Try it out. So if you're maybe in South Africa and you want it to be USA, try typing North America Okay, that might help you. I don't know. I think it does. Some people have had success with that. Let's say the United States. Okay, you could try that. Anything else you really need here? Maybe go to more options. I would just make sure if you're doing any kind of AI, make sure you turn that on. Like if you did AI content, turn that on right there. Some people do like faceless stuff, right? Allow comments, that's fine. If you don't want reuse of content, turn that off, toggle that off. Save to the device if you don't want that on. I kind of like it because now it's going to save to your phone. Audience controls, I would turn that on. Okay, and then I think that's it. So to get out of that, you just tap the screen behind it, and then I'd be ready to post. Okay, so I'm going to save that to my drafts for now. But just to show you guys again how to do hashtags, I simply go to my home button, okay? Again, go to the search bar, which is your magnifying glass, and I'm going to type in, let's say my topic is how to make money online for beginners even. We'll do that since it's right there. And you're going to see hashtags up here at the top. It's a tab. You might have it over here, but it should be a tab. Just click on it, okay? You're going to see all the trending hashtags. If they're trending, it means they're between 5,000 and 500,000. Okay, that's mean you can pick that one. I wouldn't pick anything less than that. Like, well, a lot of them are misspelled, but maybe that's a good one. That's the one I would use, right? Another way you can do it is just how to make money online. Let's just check that one. I'm going to take out the beginners part. Okay, hit search again, and then you go to hashtags, right? Click on that, and you're going to find some more. How to make money online, really good one. We went over that. Learn how to make money online, also very good because it's between 5,000 and 500,000, also good. These I wouldn't use any of these. Well, 2022, you don't want that. But just look at the post count. You want it to be again between 5,000 and 500,000. Okay, that's how I find hashtags. Okay, and just really quickly, let's just do the creator search insight tool because I think some of you guys need help with that. One way that you can look for topics of your video, okay, is the creator search insight tool. You go simply to your search bar up here, okay, when you're on your homepage, and you simply type in creator search insight, and it's already there, okay? And you're going to see this little light bulb, okay? You go over here and you say view, okay? You're going to click on that. This is to your algorithm. It's going to be different than mine, okay? But it is a good way to find topics. I just don't love it entirely because of, I'm going to show you why, okay? So there are topics in here. This is what TikTok thinks you should make videos about. If it's trending, like it has a big 1,000 here, that means it's a good topic. But what I would do is I'd go to content gap because that means this is what's missing in TikTok. You're more likely to have good feedback and more engagement when you do things from the content gap because that's what people where you're, it's not overly crowded or saturated. Okay, so it means it's a gap in the industry. You can work on this. Find ones again that are trending. Okay, so let's say this one again, 1,000% high. Let's click on that one. Okay, online side hustles 2025. It's good, it's trending. But what I want to show you is look at the demographic details. Okay, click on that. Is this in your target market? Are you a female between 25 and 35? That would be okay, right? Go down and look at the country of region. Nigeria, South Africa, Philippines, Kenya. Is this where you want your video to go? Maybe not, right? This is why I'm like, sometimes I don't love the creator search insight tool because of this reason. Again, it's probably catered to my algorithm, so I have to be careful, but you look at yours. So look at your country of region. Like this is what people are searching for in these countries. Maybe you don't want your video going there because again, they're not going to buy from you. Maybe, I don't know, but generally Nigeria and some of these African countries, they're poorer countries and they can't afford what you're offering. Okay. So I tend to say stay away from those kind. But if you find that some of the, again, it's global, of course, but I generally make sure that my audience is one can afford it because I know there's so many people they play on their vulnerability and I just know so many people there get stuck with these programs and it kind of breaks my heart. So that's why I'm just like, just check where you're sending it to. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else in here that we could work with. Yeah, like financial freedom strategy. Let's just look at that one again, okay? Again, it's it's trending. You can see some of these creator tips. They give you insights of like what to post, what hashtags to do. They even give you like a script. I don't love the scripts, but again, I always go check the demographic details. Let's just check it out. Again, it's kind of mostly female. Is this in your, target market? Are you in between that age range? If you're not, I maybe not make a video about that. Again, check your country of region. Again, Nigeria a lot. I do have Canada in there. I mean, I might. It's just something to think about, guys. Okay, something to think about. Do I love the Creator Search Insight tool? I like it enough, but I wouldn't depend on it. I'd rather you honestly use the search bar. I think you do better off with that. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop my mirroring for a second. I don't think I need that anymore. Okay. All right, guys. That was a lot. I know. It's like an hour. I knew it'd go a long time, but I wanted to make sure I covered everything because I think it's so important. And again, you guys can go back and watch this again. I do have a little supplemental I guess PDF that is I'll bring that up with it. But so far, I know that's a lot. But when you get better at it, okay, when you have your saved hashtags and you have your saved keywords, you tend to use the same ones again, right? And that's fine. So start creating like little, uh, you know, digital files somewhere in your phone where you have these sets of keywords, sets of hashtags. It just makes things a lot easier. And go and check them, make sure they're trending. If you use ChatGPT, use again the topic ones, right? The whole point is that everything's in alignment. That's the whole point of SEO. Don't mix everything up. If you can keep your topic to something searchable and those keywords and your hashtags are all in alignment, then you're going to get indexed. And that's why it's so important because then you're searchable and TikTok knows where to put you and it knows how to put you in front of the right people. Okay, so let me know if there's any questions. Definitely raise your hand. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Nobody has any questions, so I did a great job. I did a great job. Okay, thank you. Ron gave me a round of applause. We did finish right on the hour, so that's good.